Hello fellow Rosarians, thank you for joining me today. I am in LA at the Rose Expo Garden. A lot of my friends over on Rose Geeks mentioned that I should come here when I was asking for things to do. So I want to show you around, show you what's in bloom, and hopefully you'll find something for your garden that you never even knew you needed. We'll head over to the right. This is the Expo in LA. Thank you, Rose Geeks, for recommending that we come here. Look how pretty. This reminds me of ballerina, but it is not. This is not a rose. So pretty. Oh my gosh, the jasmine. I smell Confederate jasmine. It's not this, is it? It's a slight scent. So let's hope these are labeled, see who's in here. These roses are so tall. These are taller than me. I'm 5'6", and so these are nearly 6 foot tall. Hotel California is what this is. The grass is beautifully trimmed, flat, great for navigating. Who's this? What a pretty bloom. Let's find our label here. This is Moonstone. Let me see if it has a scent. I'm not detecting a lot of scent. And it looks like it's balling. I'm not sure if they had a lot of rain recently, but Moonstone looks beautiful otherwise. Kind of reminds me of Earth Angel. Poor thing, she just wants to bloom and she's balling here. Poor girl. Okay, who is this? This is Paradise. Nice burgundy leaves. A very light fragrance, but it is lunchtime, so maybe it was stronger in the morning. Look how pretty over here. These are like velvet. This is a bright coral color. This is Impatient. This is a good example here. And it fades down. Look at this. This is an orangey red called Trumpeter. We saw this at Otto & Sons yesterday. I like how The blooms age to something frilly. I really love planting in mass. It just gives such a pop of color. Where's my label here? Oh dear, this one is not labeled. The blooms are huge. Let's see if they have a scent. Very light scent. These are just starting to bloom here, but they are taller than me. I would say that these are 8 foot tall. Let's see if we have a name. Ooh, look at those pretties. We'll go over there in a second. All right, so the red that I just showed you was Mr. Lincoln. Gosh. These reds are in full bloom. This is, it says,
You don't have to bend over, you can do from here. And after you pull them out from the wood, just make a pile like this.
Oh my God. Well, I'll have this one little grass.
this is Lantana. Judy Garland. A little bit of black spot there, but she's looking pretty. This looks like Julia Child. Let's see if she has a label here. Yes, of course. Miss Julia looking fabulous here, all in bloom. I don't have Julia Child yet, but I'm thinking I might add her. I like the color when she's aged. It's nearly a washed out yellow. I'm just not overly fond of the yellowy yellow, the new bright yellow, but I do like it when she ages down. This is Hot Cocoa, and I tried Hot Cocoa in our garden, and she's okay. I think she's in the pot garden right now, seeing if she needs to find a new home. All right, let's see who we have here. It is Moondance, and Moondance is, gosh, somewhere between 6 and 8 foot tall, pretty white blooms, and it looks like she's got some hips on here from the winter. So if you're looking for a rose to hip for you, this might be a good choice. Let's see who this little beauty is. Secret. Saw a few of these at Otto and Sons. If there's a fragrance, it's very light. Looks like she fades down to nearly white in the sun. And they're keeping her at about 4 foot tall in this bed. This is Sunset Celebration. We added Sunset Celebration on our pier last year, and we were really happy with her. Let me see if she has a scent. Not really. She's got black spot here in their garden, and they're keeping her at about 5 foot tall. This doesn't look like, this looks like a different rose that they've put over here. I wonder who that is. She's awfully pretty. Very pretty. Let me see if I see a different label on this one. I do not. She's a pretty rose. Maybe that's a more Moondance. All right, who's down here? And it looks like that they typically have water on here, but it's cold. I'm wearing a coat. I'm gonna say it's 60 or so. Mikado, look at this color. It's a bright hot pink. Look how pretty. Looks like it's got a little bit of black spot here. They've just had an awful lot of rain here this season, which is not normal for California. I think that they normally experience powdery mildew, but I don't know if they're as familiar with black spot as we are on the East Coast. This is a bed of Double Delight here, but I'm also seeing lavender back there, maybe Neptune, Poseidon, but we'll go check that out. So here's Double Delight. And I see, if you're wondering what is powdery mildew, this is powdery mildew. It'll curl the leaves and it just looks white and powdery. So you can see it there. And then we also see that it also has black spot. So this poor baby is afflicted with both right now. I only get powdery mildew on one variety of drift that I have. Powdery mildew just is not something that we experience in Maryland. Let's see if this is labeled. Look how pretty. I am not seeing a label on the lavender roses. Oh, but let me turn around here slowly for you. This bed is Kaleidoscope. And it has hips and only one bloom so far. So this bed is just flushing out, but look at these beautiful hips. Okay. Well, they don't want us to know what this rose is. Maybe they're thinking about taking it out, but you can tell with these canes, these are really mature roses. Very beautiful. Let me see if they have a scent. No scent. This bed is not blooming. This is Francis Meilland, which we know is a beautiful, oh, I see one bloom over here, all by himself. Let's go check him out. Francis Meilland is a beautiful white florist rose. There you go. This is an interesting plant. I don't know what it is. I'm sure somebody can comment and let me know, but look how fun that is. And it also has berries. Okay, let's see who's in this bed. Medallion. So it looks like Medallion is on the left side and it's not blooming yet. And on the right is, oh, it's very light. Oh, it's Fire and Ice. Is that this bed is also Fire and Ice. Bed down here. They don't have any mulch in the beds, which is interesting. This one is called Caribbean. And when I was in England, they didn't have This is called proliferation, when you see the stamens kind of going crazy. I love it. I think it's really unique, but here it is. Some people do not like proliferation. I do. I just think it's fun. Where was I? So in England, they don't mulch. And for me, I found that if I don't mulch, I'm just miserable all season because there's just so much weeding. This one is called Portrait. So this bed is not totally in bloom yet. They've got children here right now, which is fun, sharing gardening with them. This is Cinco de Mayo, a bed of Cinco de Mayo. Let's see if we've got one in bloom here. Who's this? This is called Timeless. What a sweet little bloom. Look at that. Really pretty. Looks like we've got some Rugostar back here. Let's see if they have that labeled. Look how pretty this bloom is. I do see a label. Let me get in here before I get yelled at. It is Raspberry Rugostar. But they just look like poppies in here, which is fun. Okay, this rose over here, this bed is Electron. Electron has powdery mildew, poor thing. Oh, look at this bed popping to life. Let me show you this view. It's so pretty here. Ooh, Betty Boop. This is for my friend Mary. We have been comparing notes on our Betty Boop at home that she just does not look like the picture. And we both have the same bloom and we don't know who she is. So Mary, look at this Betty Boop. I'm not sure if we can call ours Betty Boop yet. Now here, let me show you an aged bloom of Betty Boop. So it's interesting. This one, it's got, it's more of a yellowy interior on this one. This must be absolutely lovely when it's completely in bloom. All right, so we have looked at everything over here. This is called Crimson Bouquet in this bed. Oh, ladybug. Look how dark the beds are. Who is this? I feel like we didn't see this one. Oh, was this Moonstone? Oh no, this is Secret over here. So we looked at Secret. I know him. Hi. This is Perfume Delight, and they're keeping it at about 6 foot, so the blooms are up above my head. This looks newly planted here. What are they putting in? They're putting in a touch of Venus. Oh, look at this lone bloom. She is all by herself, being a superstar. This is Arizona. Well, this is Twilight Zone over here. I've got a bloom. Oh, look at this poor bed. This bed is who? Lady Iced May? Elsie May? Let me get in here. I might have to look that one up because I'm not familiar with it, but let's see if we can get a bloom and maybe you guys can help me recognize her. Little tiny blooms. In this garden, they've got Snow White. I do see one bloom, so let's look at Snow White. Actually, it looks like she's blooming over on this side. Oh, look at you. Who is this? Friendship. Let's go around here. So we've got a couple of blooms of friendship. And they're keeping her at 5 feet tall. This is a no-name rose, but she looks beautiful. So now we are going to the left side. Okay, this is Home Run. This is Brass Band. Oh my gosh, I want this one. This is on my list. I need you guys to help me find it. Brass Band. It's just so pretty. In fact, it was at Tommy Karn's garden. Look at that. So roughly. I love this. So I need help finding this rose. This would be so pretty. All right, this is Strike It Rich. They're keeping her at about 6 to 8 foot. This entire bed is Strike It Rich. Oh, hello. Okay, this is Oklahoma. Look at all these. They're keeping her also between 6 and 8 foot. This is a pretty color. It's a dusty coral. That's very unique. Let's see who they have this as. Fragrant Cloud. And the labels are kind of hard to see, but it looks really pretty. I like that color. We'll go see that side after we head all the way down to the front. So we talked about Brass Band, beautiful. Here's another pretty coral. Gosh, this one is towering above me. Look at this. Wow. It reminds me of my summer sun but maybe it's Marmalade Skies. Well, actually it's not as solid color as Marmalade Skies. This one's called Dynasty. Look at that. I see one red bloom in there that's awfully full. This is Karamia. Let me show that to you. All right, let's look over here. Look at that. Pretty. All right. Mount Shasta, but it looks like we only have one bloom over here. Let me see if I can show you without getting thrown out. Paradise is getting ready to bloom. I do have a little mulch in this bed. This one is called Marina. Let's look at how she fades down here. Pretty coral. Let's look who this is. Oh, look at all this white. Let's see who this is. French lace. Look at this. We say ooh la la. My goodness, let me smell. It really doesn't have a very strong fragrance, but the color is so pretty. It has a lot of light pink on the inside, and the open bloom is very frilly. Look how pretty that is all together. More Betty Boop. Broadway, something Broadway. Voodoo, Broadway. So maybe there's two different roses in here. That one doesn't look great. Okay, this is Night and Day. It's so bright here, and normally I like to take my videos with you first thing in the morning so that you're not seeing all the glare from the sun. So I hope that this is still enjoyable, even though we've got a lot of sun here. Oh, this little girl wants to have her picture taken out here for everybody to see. This is a knockout. I'm sure these are in full bloom and looking majestic during the season. As you know, knockouts are a real good backbone of a garden if you're just looking for something that's blooming all the time. Oh, this whole garden in peach is pretty. This is called New Year. I haven't seen that one. Let's get in here and look at her. Okay, if there is a scent, my nose perceives it as being a little peppery. That's really pretty. All of the pastels here together. And the bloom is fairly large. It's 5 inches or so in size. Ooh, look at this lavender. Who is this? Okay, we're gonna look at sterling silver and autumn gold. First, let's go to autumn gold since it's right here at the front. Looks like they've got some black spot on this one. The new bloom is very deep gold. And now let's go look at this beauty, sterling silver. I think I just added it this season. Woohoo! My dress is gonna get all caught up in here, but you know, I'll get over it. The bloom starts a nice pretty lavender, and look at this aged down to, it really is a silver purple. It really is beautiful. Very light fragrance on that, so we can see that the blooms are nodding. Wow, aren't you pretty? Well, I'll look forward to seeing this one bloom in my yard. All right, coming down this side now, another pretty purple. Who's this? Heirloom. I do have an heirloom, but it is very young. Look how pretty the buds are on this. A nice rosy color. Yay, aphids. Yay, ladybugs. The bloom is a little bit smaller on this one than silver linings. It is, you know, about 4 inches or so. Very pretty. I'm seeing a beautiful orange color, rust orange color. This one that's not blooming right now is All That Jazz. Could this be Betty Boop again? No, this is Perfect Moment. Let's look at it from this side. Look at that. Let's see if we can find a more open bloom that hasn't faded too much yet. Pretty. Iceberg. This is Dream Come True. Let's go see these. They're keeping these at 8 foot. Look how pretty. These look like icebergs again. Let's see. No, of course not. I'm always wrong. This is Misty. Just a couple more on this side. Oh, this bed I would have loved to see in bloom. This is Wild Blue Yonder, and I just saw that one at Autos and have added that to my list. Okay, this one is Gypsy. Looks like the bloom is really heavy for the cane, so I'm not sure if that's a normal that they nod, but they look like they've also gotten wet, so I don't know if they're using irrigation, but all of the blooms that are blooming are nodding from the weight of the rose. Oh, and proliferation, yay! Okay. This is Pascali, and the bloom has a little bit of pink on it, but it looks a lot like a Misty to me. This is Neil Diamond, a striped rose. Last one on this side is Mr. Lincoln. Let's look at him. His blooms are not too heavy for the canes. He's not really nodding. Oh, this one looks pretty in here. This is Geraldine Ferraro in this bed. Nice red foliage. Okay, this is Anna's Promise. We saw that yesterday. Let's get in here and look at this one. Let's see if this one's marked over here. I'm seeing a couple of roses. No, I do not see these marked. This is Eclipse. Eclipse is a nice bright yellow. Marilyn Monroe. Oh, I want to say Painted Porcelain or Elle. Where's the tag here? Elle. I was right. This is Elle. I always like to guess because, you know, so many roses can look very similar, but this is Elle. That one smells good. Alright, who's in this bed? This is Portland Rose Festival. It has a little bit of black spot, but it's a nice fuchsia color. Here's another bed of Elle that I just shared with you. Let's head back this way. Oh, this is Brass Band again. I want this rose. I don't know where to find it. Well, I do. It's here in this garden, so I need a shovel. Okay, let's look down here. Pretty Lady. Okay, we've got Pretty Lady here hiding. A little bit of black spot, but she is very pretty hiding in here. There are buds all over her. Okay, this is Belinda's Dream and it's not in bloom yet. Who's this? Looking pretty. This is Unforgettable. Looks like it's got a little brown on the edges, but a very nice large bloom. I do like an open bloom like this, so I do like that rose. Let me see if it has a scent. No, not really. Ooh, this one looks like it got hit with black spot. I'm not sure if you can see all of the yellowing on the leaves. This is Barbara Streisand, and she is not happy today, people. Not happy here. Oh my goodness. Ken and my friend Jan walking over there. Antigua. I'm not sure if you can see how tall this one is. This is a good 9 feet. She's towering up here. Let's grab this bloom. See if I can. Not a whole lot of scent. Oh, much prettier down here. So I know that we've done videos on training or cutting back your roses and pruning, and it's really what you want. I guess if you have a back of the border and she's in the back, you can certainly let your roses tower. But for me, I want them all kind of at nose height, so people can, you know, get in there and look. And so after each flush, I pull them down a third of the height of the entire rose. So I'm basically pulling them down to waist height every time they finish a bloom, just because I want to keep them there, and they quickly put on another 2 foot of growth after I cut them back. Who is this? Let's go see. This is Montezuma. Montezuma is a pretty pink. I'm seeing a white washing on the edges of that. And so I'm not really seeing one that fully opens. This is Touch of Class. Let's smell her. Very light fragrance today on Touch of Class. And Touch of Class, when we went to see Tommy Carnes, is one of his favorite roses. This one looks like a nice big bloom. It does have a little bit of black spot on it. Taifu Tea. Proud Land. Let's get in here. It's a pretty color. Texas Centennial. I do see one flushed out nicely, but let's go over here. Is this Cinco de Mayo? Yes, it has a very familiar dusty rose color. Looks like the bee is loving this one. Okay, this is Fame. I'm going to look at this one in a second. Who is this? This rose is looking really pretty in here. I think I might like it. I just don't know that it's Julia Child. It's got more of an apricot to it. This is called Honey Perfume. Let me smell it. No, I'm not smelling anything, but I guess, you know, when I'm looking at this and saying, I like this, I'd like to add this rose. It's got black spot. And so if it has black spot here, I'm sure it's going to be an issue where we are. But I will research that and add that to my list, see who the breeder is. But it looks very pretty in here. But that black spot doesn't look very pretty, does it? Oh, the bees are loving it. He's really excited about that. It really looks pretty. I would be loving it 100% if it did not have black spot right now. All right, it looks like none of these are blooming. Rainbow Knockout. Well, this one has powdery mildew, something fierce, but from a distance, do you know that the silver color of the powdery mildew is so pretty? So I guess we can make anything beautiful if it's in your garden. But they are not happy here. They just had Symmetrine. Okay, this is Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras just has a little bit of black spot. It's got a little bit of powdery mildew, so it's got the best of both worlds on this rose. I wonder who this is. They must have replanted something here. What is this? A Whisper. So this they've got in the bed with Whisper. A little bit of black spot, but not a lot of powdery mildew. Oh, look at all of this white here. Who is this? They're keeping these roses at about 6 foot. This is Falling in Love. It has a little bit of black spot. I am seeing a little bit of powdery mildew, but not real bad. Not a whole lot of fragrance, but look. Falling in Love is beautiful in mass bloom. It has a little bit of black spot on it, a little bit of pink in the center of the bloom. It ages down with just a little bit of frying, I guess, in the full-time sun. So a little bit of black spot, not much powdery mildew on that one, and it really is beautiful in mass. I do not know what this rose is. It's not marked. Thanksgiving. I think I have this, or I added it. It's got a little bit of black spot, but not bad. But look at that pretty color. It's a dusty coral orangey color. Kind of reminds me of Anna's Promise, the way the underside color is. This is very pretty on this rose. This is Olympiad, and it looks like the Olympiad here is in bloom. Let Freedom Ring. It's a smaller bloom. This is probably 3 inches. I wonder if this is Elle again. Yep, a bed of Elle. Nice glossy black leaves. Little bit of black spot. Powdery mildew on this one. Something Dream. Is it maybe Tangerine Dream? Something INE Dream. And it's got a lot of powdery mildew. Ladybugs are loving it, but the yellow is a really nice, clear, light yellow on that, and it's completely in bloom, otherwise happy besides the powdery mildew. Looks like a little bit of black spot, not too terrible. Rainbow Sorbet. Rainbow Sorbet has only a leaf or two that has black spot. It's got the nice black, shiny leaves. They're keeping these at 8 foot tall. This is called King's Ransom, and they're very high trunks on these. The small bloom is probably about 3 inches, but the leaves are glossy on this. Let's head down here. Marmalade Skies we've seen. Sugar Moon. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are these are like tall. Let's see if we can find a bloom. Typically, and my hybrid tea lovers can correct me on this, if you let a rose grow terribly high and you're not training the canes laterally, the blooms will be smaller that grow at the tippy top of the canes just because of the amount of energy that it takes to get up those tall canes. We've got a lot of picnics in here. I'm gonna meander about. This is Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras has dark leaves, but they're not shiny. Look at all of this yellow. This is Julia Child. If you're hearing a ringing of a bell, it's ice cream. Ice cream time, people. All right, Gold Glow. A very bright, crisp green. I'm sorry, a very bright, crisp yellow on this. 3.5 inches. This looks like a knockout to me. Let's see what it says on the other side. And then here we've got some apricot. This is another Mardi Gras. We have seen that. Home Run and Fireside are in here. So I'm guessing that this is Fireside. Look at that. Here I'm saying the blooms might be smaller up top, but gosh, maybe it doesn't matter. I mean, they're majestic. Okay, this is Rock and Roll. Look how pretty this is together. I'm not a real fan of stripes, but I like mass planting. This is New Zealand. A bed of New Zealand. Let me see if it has a scent. This does have a nice scent, especially if we figure that it is midday when usually the scent isn't as strong. That one does have scent. Pretty purple foliage on this one. It has a little bit of a shine to it. This is Gemini. No, you guys, they have an entire bed of Evelyn. My goodness. All right, so let's head over here. This one is definitely Evelyn here, and you can tell because of the apricot color. Let me smell her. Very light scent during the middle of the day. Let me see if any of these have a scent. You normally don't see this, an entire bed of Evelyn. Even when I went to David Austin, they had removed their Evelyns from the garden. I guess because it's not one that they're currently growing or promoting. So those of you that are looking for Evelyn, you're definitely going to be able to find them in the future. I know that Grace Rose Farms will be offering her, and A Reverence for Roses has her later this summer. High Country Roses has her. And I think that Hummingbird Roses will have her in the future, so you're definitely going to be able to find Evelyn. This entire bed is called In the Mood, and it is stunning to see all of these in one bed. Wow. Look at that. This is Moondance. I think we've seen that one, but we'll get another pick while we're here. Nice shiny black leaves. Ovation. Ovation has black spot. It has dark green leaves, but you can see it does not have the shininess that would prevent black spot. The bloom is very pretty. Look at this bed of white. It's just so striking. I didn't used to be a fan of white in the garden, but I'm really enjoying having a few roses here and there to offset the other colors, especially if I have a lot of different colors conflicting in one garden. It really helps. So this is actually stainless steel, and we showed that to you in another bed. It has a little bit of browning in the full sun just on the edges, but a smoky light lavender color, and it really from a distance ends up having a unique white appearance to it. Look at this. Okay, this rose has black spot, which is interesting because the leaves are shiny black. The leaves are shiny green, and it still has a touch of black spot. This is Love and Peace. Let's see if I can get a good representation here for you. So this is a new bud, and this is the open bud. Okay, this bed is Catherine Loker. Let me give you a... Okay, and so she has just a touch of black spot. This is Playboy. Playboy is a nice single petal, shiny black leaves, a little bit of black spot, but it's one of the roses that's just going to keep on blooming through that. So I hope that you enjoyed the walkabout, and I'm sure that when the whole thing is in bloom, it is just amazing. But I think I heard that they're about 2 weeks behind with all of the rain that they got. So you're going to have to come check it out and share with me the roses that I missed when you come back and see them in bloom. So thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one.